Welcome back to the Outlaw Ranch. I think it was a couple of videos ago where I kind of discovered that this lower bracket here wasn't going straight parallel underneath the frame. It looked like it was canted this way, that this end over here was sticking this way, or that end was in a little bit. I did a little digging around, checking with a tape measure, checking with that angle finder that I have and stuff like that. And I wanted to show you all that, yes, indeed, it is crooked. One of them was crooked. And see if we couldn't find it all together here. So if I hook over there to the far side, and we come over here, we are about 38 3/4. On this other side here, same thing, we're gonna hook to that far side. We're gonna come over here, and you can see we're about 38 1/4. So somehow, this piece is a 1/2 inch out of being straight with a frame rail. Well, I think I found it, and it would have been the very first thing I did when I did this subframe. And unfortunately, I was trying to hold that piece up all by myself and weld it and everything. And so I think I found it. And let me show you guys where it's at here. So if you look up here, this would have been the very first thing I did. You can see that this tube is not flush with the outside of the frame there, like it is over here. This tube here is flush with the outside of the frame. And it really becomes apparent if you stick your fingers up on the inside. You can feel it. On this one, it is exactly flush with the inside of the frame rail. So I think that is the majority of it, probably about 3/8 of an inch of it or so. The other thing, and again, I'm going to show you guys this. We're going to kind of learn about this here together. If I take my little angle finder here, you remember I don't know if it was the last video or video before, I was messing around, with these pieces, trying to make sure that they were straight up and down and stuff. And well, let's do this tube here. You can see we're about 1/2-ish of a degree out. We're at 89.5. So 1/2 degree in this, I don't know, what is that distance? About 18 inches, 2 feet, something like that. Might be the other 1/8 of an inch that piece is out. So the fix, well, wouldn't you know, again, we gotta take stuff apart here. I'm gonna have to cut this weld and that weld, and I probably am gonna have to cut these two as well and see if I can't bring this tube flush, so that the inside of that tube lines up with the inside of that frame rail, and then try to piece everything back together. I don't know what else to do. Hopefully by doing that, we don't really disturb this bracket that much, because those brackets represent a lot of work trying to get that nice and straight. So here we go. Let's get some work done. Let's get a cutoff wheel in the angle grinder, and let's start making a mess of things. Stand by, folks. Okay, I've got everything here cut loose. You can see that joint flexes, and you can see that joint flexes, and you can see this now moves like crazy. That one there is barely tacked on. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna use this ratchet strap here. I'm gonna ratchet strap it to here, and I'm gonna try and get that to exactly 90 with this tube here being exactly flush on the inside of the frame where it should be. Then I'll move a ratchet strap to this back side here and try to duplicate the same thing before I before I get to this one here. That was an ugly weld anyways. I'm not real sad about seeing that one go. Yeah, so that'll be the next step. Let's get that done, and I'll bring y'all back and show you the work. All right, y'all. You can see I've got this piece cut out. I'm going to come in here and clean these edges up here, and I'm going to clean up the bottom here of this frame rail so there's no burrs that's going to hold anything out. Looking at that piece though, I don't see that it's twisted or anything. So, I'm not sure what to make of it. Let's get it cleaned up first. We'll jack it back into place and see how it looks from there. And then we'll double check everything as best we can. Okay, so what I've got is I have this piece back in place here. Feels nice and flush on the inside there and there. And if you come around here, well, we're off just a smidge. I had it at 90. I don't know what I did. I must have bumped it or something. I'll see if I can't bump that back straight. I'll get this side tacked in, and then we'll try to manipulate this side, however it is, to get back into place here as well. This ended up being pretty close. If I take this, well, let's see, it was 89.7 before, so it's probably because I bumped it here somehow up in here. It probably moved that too. I'll see if I can't get that back at 90 exactly. Oop, there it goes. I don't know what I'm doing wrong. So I'll just tack that into place there and see if I can't manipulate. Actually, I think it's this bottom corner here somehow that is out. And I don't know if it's from this subframe kicker here or not. It seemed to line up really well. This one here, I just need to push it back and then pull it back up into place. So no big deal there, but let's get this tacked and I'll bring y'all back. All right, y'all, this is kind of the contraption here that I had to set up. I have one ratchet strap pulling that way. This ratchet strap is pulling this way. This piece here now is, let's see. That one was sitting at 11. I don't know what I did. Okay, this one here, 11.1. It was sitting at 11 also. Maybe the heat or something. I'm not real sure what happened there. This is now tacked in here. Got a couple tacks in there. Same thing here, a couple of tacks there. And a couple of better tacks than what was in there now. So everything is as close as I can get it. It does seem like this still has the slightest twist to it. I don't know that I could even get it to show up on the camera here, guys. It's really hard to see. Looks like maybe I did get most of it out of there. So anyways, the other thing I did, once I release all of these straps, I did double check this piece. It was at 90 also. It's kind of tweaked because I have these straps here in place. Same thing with this one. It was at 90 as well. There you can actually see it. And it's, you know, everything is just tweaked and bent and stuff. So that is as close as I can get it. These were 11.1. Shame on me. I had them exact before I had to cut everything apart. So it is what it is. I can't seem to fix it any better than that. If you guys have ideas, drop them in the comments. I sure would appreciate it. But that is, oh, the other thing, so this was where the problem was up in here. This wasn't flush, and now it is nice and flush. You can even see it on the outside there. everything is as it should be. So again, if there's any more twist to that, I'm wondering if I didn't do it when I bent it in the bender. If you don't have it, bending on the same plane, you could get a little twist to it. Maybe that's what I did. I don't know at this point. It is what it is, but that is now fixed. So this problem now is completely handled. This will probably do it for this video. It seems like all I ever do is just fix things that I find. I'm sorry, but we're trying to make this as accurate as possible, and that's what I got to do. So anyways, like, share, comment, subscribe, all of that really helps. I also picked up another new subscriber, and I'm very grateful for that, you all. I really do appreciate that. It really does help. We're just a small channel trying to grow, and we want to make things, help people learn from my mistakes for sure. So that'll do it for this one. I appreciate each and every one of you guys. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll catch y'all in the next one.